Okay, hello, how are you? My name is Anthony Gray of Grayscale Painting. At this present time, I'm pretty early in the morning. Okay, I'm going to talk about perception. What is it that you see? Okay, when you're emulating a piece of art or somebody else's art, doing a tutorial, whatever. Okay, there's sort of an intimidation factor going on there. Um, you gotta, when you're painting, sketching, drawing, whatever, you gotta kind of see through what it is you're looking at. Don't look at everything as the total whole. That's where all the intimidation and all of the little bit of apprehension comes in. See everything in basic shapes. Okay. After you see everything in basic shapes, all right, then you work your way inside. See the smaller details and stuff that make up that object, whether it be a tree, grass, flower, water, anything. Okay, so hopefully with this quick little study, um, I get you to see a little something of that. Okay, so hello, Hoswana, how are you? We're gonna get this ball rolling. As you know, and as usual, I work with, as you can see, I'm standing up too. Okay, my monitor is on the opposite side of me. So I had to flip around, turn around, but all of my equipment is on my left hand side. Um, but what we're gonna do, first off, I'm gonna do it with a marker. Okay, and we'll sketch a cute little mountain scene. Now remember, when you think of mountains, everybody thinks of triangles and whatnot. Okay, which is cool. I mean, that's all right for you to do that. That is what they pretty much resemble. Okay, so thinking of that, thinking of it in that way. Okay, so we'll start off, with an old basic lumpy mountain like that, something like so. Okay, and it goes down that way. Then you have another one, maybe a little shorter, something like that. And, it goes that way. Then maybe you might have a little something else peaking, and then it levels off there. Okay, some of that nature. All right, maybe down below we have maybe a little stream that comes this way, like the letter S. And then it gets narrow. We're gonna do another one right here. It gets kind of narrow, comes out, comes in, and it also comes out, like so. That means that whatever land you have, we'll continue like that. Whatever land you have will come here, and it would kind of come out this way. And maybe we have a little gully here, and it comes out this way, it goes down, it comes out around like that. All right, but you also have other stuff here. You might have like a little hill here that flattens out. Okay, you might even have something in here. Oh, let's kind of put it right here. It comes right off the tape there. All right, now you see how quickly I did that? Basic mountain type of scenery, whatever. Did it with a waterproof marker. Okay. Basic. I'm doing all right, Josuina. I'm hanging in there. So we got this basic little scene thing. All right, I don't have the double camera on. All right, it won't be necessary for this. Okay, so with my 11 by 17 paper, all about perception. Remember, we're gonna paint from the back to the front. All right, so if you see an artist and they got a mountain scene, clouds, and whatever stuff they got going on down here, okay, it's time to do a little color matching and all of that good stuff. You guys know I work with the vegetable glycerin. I got tons of videos that explain all of that. I won't go into that right now. So we'll take a little bit of I'll just take a little bit of the glycerin and we'll just pop some down here like this. And I'm just taking a very thin amount, very, very thin, because I want it to dry quickly. So I'll put some of that down there like that. Don't worry about the black. The black came from another project. It didn't come from the markers down here. I'll put some of it in the water too, right down in here, just like this. Take some off of here. Just put it down here. Very thin. Don't matter. Okay. All about perception, like I said. All right. Thin some of this out a little bit. Bring some of that down in here. Okay. So we got that finished. Now, once again, talking about perception. What is it that you see? All right. Let's do something a little different today. Let's get a little bit of red. Okay. We'll mess around with a little bit of red today, like that. Something like that. All right. And I think today we'll play with some yellow. Just a little tad of yellow. We'll give it a nice little sunset-ish type sky. I'm gonna get some titanium white. I'm gonna mix it in with the yellow, make it a little opaque here or there, and we'll just plaster some of that up in there like that. Maybe I can scoot some down there like this, something like that. Put some of that dark red in there like this. Okay, that should be enough of that. Down here, we'll essentially do somewhat of the same thing. I'll just mark it with a little bit of red down there like this. Just like that, man. We'll just bring it down. Some cute pastoral type scene. And we'll get a little more red here on the edge, because I got plenty of red on my brush here. I'll dip a little bit into the yellow. We'll snake some yellow in there like that. And we'll just keep doing it that way for right now. Let's get a little titanium white. We'll put the white in the center, like we basically usually do. And we'll just kind of bring it out there like that. Bring it out there like that. Just kind of fade some of that in there. Red is a very powerful staining color, along with certain blues. So just be mindful of that. Once again, all about perception and how you see things. Okay, that's all. I'll take the same brush. I'll just lightly, very lightly, just go across. Just like so. Go across on the other side. Just like that. That little smooth look to it. Okay, all right. I'm going to take a mop brush. We'll start swirling some of that red and yellow together. All this here, we'll just take it and just go in circles. All about perception and how you see things. A lot of people see how I do clouds and I do skies, and they see the method, they see the technique, but they get a little intimidated, a little bit nervous about doing things. But all I'm doing is putting the paint down and just going in circles, basically smoothing out the streak lines. Let the colors naturally just blend into each other. Don't worry about the mountains. Okay, you don't see I'm worried about the mountains. Don't worry about the mountains. That's it. Let's go in circles. Alright, a little egg stroke, smooth it all out. Glycerin expands, the paint expands when you use the glycerin. Alright, okay, let's put a little activity in those mountains there. I'll do it quickly. I'll add a little yellow, little titanium white, and we'll just pop in some interesting looking shapes of whatnot, just going in there like just like this. Okay, and we'll kind of have it travel along down here, giving a little more titanium white, a little more yellow. I'm not even overly concerned about something like that. Let's put it in there, and we'll bring some of that up here. Okay, let's get a little more white, a little more yellow, and we'll pop in a little something over here. Let's get a little more white in there, brighten that up a little bit, just like that. it just turns a little reddish yellow, so have no fear with that. And we just, you see as I'm just kind of putting it in there, here and there, just like that. All right, nothing really to write home to mom about. Just quick little whatevers, just like that. Okay. My paper is 150-pound watercolor paper. Here's my little rag here. We're going to take that same mop brush and we'll just wisp some interesting shapes in there. I'll work with the highlights a little bit later. There's a reason why I put some of that cloud work into them, in between the mountains there. You'll see as we move along. As you see, I'm just wisping some things around. Now, as you can see, they're in there, but they're not quite bright enough. And we're going to fix that too. We'll remedy that real quick. That is also no problem. Let me clean off this brush here real quick. Oh, I'll take a smaller brush. This is like a 1/8 inch brush, little small guy right here. I'm just going to dip into the titanium white, and we'll get some high points. We'll put the high stuff up around in here like this. So that's like that, and we'll get a little bit here. We have this. Take some of that out of there. We'll bring it here. Just kind of. As you see, I'm just patting it along. Okay, it pats along, and we're putting it right into the previous color, but we're not getting rid of all of the other stuff. We can put it right in, like it's going right in front of the mountain there, just like that. So I just got a little bit of paint on. I'll show you, just like this. Okay, see, I'm doing very simple techniques, but the effect is it becoming a lot more complicated than it actually looks, and I'm just tapping around. And once I get to it at the bottom, I like my bottoms to kind of fade away. It also helps with the light source when you do your mountains and sketch other things. Okay, so as I'm talking to you, hello Sharon J, how are you? So as I'm doing this, let's make sure, there we go, I can walk with this thing. Okay, we're over here. So I'll put one here. See, you might not be able to see it very well, but there's different values going on within that yellow white area, and I'm just kind of capitalizing on all of that. A little more white down. I'm going to just kind of strengthen that down here like that, and just kind of bulk that out a little bit, going in a little circular motion, and then we'll just make all of this disappear, just like that. And we'll pat some of that down, just like that. Have it disappear a little bit, just a little bit, like that. I can scrumble on some stuff here, just to make it kind of come on down in here a little bit. All about perception. Now, since some of you have been here in the very beginning, you see actually how I done all of this. Okay, just like that, and just leave it be. Okay, now as you look at it, you see an orangey yellow sky, but you see these Sharpie marker mountains here. All of that will disappear, more or less. Alright, all about perceiving things. Some people who don't understand or might not know would think you took a brush and you faded and did every little detail and you drew the clouds in at the same time. No, all about perception. Alright, so got a little sky in, got a little clouds in. Alright, that's the back. We got the matching color for the water, more or less. Okay, alright, so we'll get with the mountains here. I didn't put any glisten or anything on the mountains. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Everything is more or less a technique. Okay, so I'll take a 3/4 inch brush here, and we'll start sketching in the mountains. I guess I'll take a little bit of this phthalo blue I got here, and a little bit of black. I got black for my last project when I did the buildings. I'm gonna get plenty of it here. Plenty of black and plenty of blue. So we'll just use these two colors. It covers up everything well, including those little marker lines. Don't know if I'm gonna use much glycerin, maybe down below. We'll see. Okay, we'll start from over here. And you just fill in your mountain. Not the most difficult thing to do. And when you start filling in mountains, right, it will be good to keep your paint thin. Okay, just saying. Keep your paint a little thin. I'll bring it down here a little bit, down here ways like that. And we'll keep that more or less open. I'm just getting some more. Go to the next one here. Just like that. Expand all of this. Come back here. I like my mountains a little on the craggy side, but that's just my preference. If you want yours a little smoother, that's your preference. Okay, I'll just keep it like that for right now. Something fairly dark. Okay. Get a little more black. Touch more blue. No medium. And we go for the final guy right here. Get rid of that arrow. Bring it out there like that. Just fill it in. All of that. Just fill it in. Have no worries. Fill it right in. Now as you're looking at it right now, you can see that once you make the markers disappear, okay, so it's looking more and more like a painting. Okay, it's unbelievable that I need to touch more black and blue just for this little area right in here. Kind of sad, but it happens. Okay, so we got some of this going on. We got some of that happening there. I can bring some of that down, make it a little interesting. Right up in here, and we'll bring this further down, like that. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of this dark color, and we'll start fading out some of those dark color patches there. I'm gonna just take a smaller brush. I'll take a small makeup brush here. All right. Sharon J, hello, how are you? Still waking up, huh? Hello, artist Rebecca, how are you? Oh, don't let me stop you, Sharon. Let's get a little bit of this color. I'm getting a little bit of glycerin, just a little bit. I'm putting it into the blackish, bluish stuff here. And so around this edge here, I'll just start lightly. I'll just kind of, I'm gonna kind of fade some of that out there. And you'll see what I'll do with this a little bit later. I'm just getting a lighter color in there, just on the bottom here. And then I'm gonna just let it sit there. I just don't want a hard edge. Kind of make it a little soft there. All up in here. Now where the arrow is, I'm gonna make that a little darker where the arrow is. That arrow shouldn't be there. Up in here. I'll make the arrow disappear a little bit. A little bit of black, a little bit of blue. The arrow goes away. Just like that. But just kind of fade all that out a wee bit up in here. Get some of those. As long as I got a lighter color in there, that's fine. Okay. All right. So we're going to leave that alone, let it tack up a little bit. See, what I'm doing is everything goes in stages and steps. Okay. Let me do something with this earphone because I see that I'm tugging against stuff. Hold on. Okay, now I can move around a little bit. Okay. Okay, everything as you can see here is just stages and steps. All right, it might look a little bit too far away, so I'll zoom in a little bit when we get to the next part. So let me just zoom in just a tad here, because you guys don't really need to see my face. Okay, as you can see here, what is called the quote-unquote ugly duckling stage. We'll center it right about here. All right, let's get that same small brush. I think it's tacked up a little bit here. We're gonna get some titanium white and a little bit of yellow. Put it on the brush. Now, if I may have to get red, I'll get some red, but we'll see. I don't think I will, but we'll see. All right, so we're gonna go up in here just a little bit, and we'll pop some little fluffiness in there, just like that, just like that. Now we're gonna go back over it a little bit later, but I just want to start the pattern to put it in there. Up around in here, get a little stronger white. And what I'm doing is I'm just building up that area for a little bit later on, because we still got to work from the back to the front. So I'll just pop in some of this stuff right in here, just for right now. Alright, we'll bring some of that in here like this. Just like that. Now it's turning greenish, that's fine. That is fine. It won't stay green, trust me. But I'm going to put that in there like so. Put some of that in there like that. Alright, slowly building up the process. It's going to be like rolling clouds or fog or whatever coming in. So, once again, don't worry about all of that. I can take a slightly larger, and we'll just kind of smooth some of that out there. There's no glycerin here, so it starts to dry immediately, which is fine. Just like that. All right, enough of that. Let's work on the mountains themselves. I guess I'll take a tiny, if I can find a little fella. I may have put it in here. There we are. Okay, we'll take a tiny little palette knife. We'll do some quick. Get a little bit of blue. Mix it in with the white a little bit. Get some more white. Nothing special really. I'm just once again showing you perceptions. All right. Let's start with we'll start with the furthest mountain. Now remember, all the light sources coming from that area. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of black. I'll gray it out a little bit. I don't want it to be too blue. A lot of paint on the brush. I knew that was gonna happen. Let me move these guys somewhere else. For right now, put them all on the floor. Hopefully I don't step on them. All right, so we're gonna come over here and we'll just sketch in some. The light area more or less is over here, and we'll just pop in some mountain textures real quick, just like that. Put it all up in there like that. All right, real quick. Now when people start seeing details, okay, this is where they get a little intimidated, and you see the process. Okay, so if you want to do a tutorial, somebody's art or whatever, and you start seeing them do all of this stuff, what you tend to do is want to emulate every crack and crevice that you see them doing. That's not going to happen. All right, law of averages, man. It's not gonna happen that way. Okay, they're showing you the general direction and showing you the basic way to achieve the look. Everybody has a different way of doing their mountains, and that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's just when you get to learning that technique, okay, when you learn the technique and you get comfortable with it, then you start to kind of mold your own way of seeing things, because it is your painting. Okay, you start to mold, and we'll leave that alone. We'll come over here. You start to mold different things, and just like this here, come on, leave some of that dark too. you get to, like I say, once again, you just get the mold, and you get the feel of what you want to see on your mountain or any type of subject. I'm just getting a little more of the blue, a little touch of black, a little touch of white, graying up a little bit. There we go. You can do with another touch of black in there, because this is just the first pass of the mountain. This one might appear a little bit more gray, which is fine. Put some of that right in there and travel that around a little bit. Needs to be a little bluer, a little more white. Lighten it up a little bit. And we're gonna do the highlights, and we'll play around with this a little bit. Just only a little bit though. We'll pop some of that in there like that, travel that down. Some of the light catching from down there. Okay, something like that. Let's just take a pure titanium white. I got a little bit, I'll scrape a little bit out of here. It's not going to be absolutely pure white, but it will be white enough to do what I need to do here. Okay. And now I'll just go from here going that way, because the lit side is on the right hand side, and you just want to, the brighter the highlight, the less of it you really need. Okay. Basically, I'll just kind of swing it around that way, bring some up around here, just like that. Maybe put a little chunk there and just slide that around like that. Kind of join a few of them. Don't need too much to sell the effect. Okay. Let's do this one right here. And we'll just take it and we'll just circle around like that and bring it down here like so. Put a little bit of that up in here, just like that. Especially up toward the edge. Really accentuate the edge of the thing. And we got one more. Very, very quickly. Okay. As you see me doing this, maybe somebody might want to try to emulate it. And as you can see, I'm just taking my knife, and no glycerin, no medium. Okay. No medium, just a regular paint. The palette knife is the paint is coming off the palette knife from the previous paint, basically. Alright, that's all. Let's take a little black. I'll put it in here with the white. I'll just make it a little gray. I'll get a little bit of blue, put it in there. I'm just gonna get the dark half of the mountain going here with what little bit of white I got left here. So we're just making the dark half of the mountain. We'll start from back from over in this area right here. We'll come over here and we'll start putting in all sorts of interesting grays. Let it work right off of the brush. I got some on the other side here. Don't get rid of all of your black. Okay, don't do that. You gotta keep some of those spaces in there. So, as you see me do this, you can approach this, my work, or anybody else's work, the same way. You see the general shapes and you go into details as you complete your painting. No matter what it is, it can be a tree, doesn't matter. I just chose mountains. And we do the same thing in here. Okay, don't try to cover up everything. Okay. You guys should be able to see that. It's pretty dark, but you want just enough color to make people look and say, is there something there? Of course there is. Get a little bit of that dried paint off my palette knife here. And we're going into the fog a little bit. It's fine. Come on down in here. See this? Alright. Now you have a mountain range. Okay, just that quickly. All about perception and what you see, what you choose to see, but you gotta see through things. Okay. Alright. Let's go back to this guy. Remember him? I'm gonna need a touch more white. I put the white on the floor, so I'll use the other white here. I got a smaller tube, and I'll just pop a little bit. What I'm using actually is the paint from my very long tutorial yesterday, and so this is a good way to kind of get rid of some of that white. I'm going into my white. I'm going into my yellow. A slight, very slight touch of red. Okay, get a little more titanium white. Okay, and very lightly, I'll put some of this in here like that, just like this. Okay, coming around in here, put some of it right into the mountain. No medium. Okay, all up in here a little bit, just like that. No medium at all. All right, and now nothing but titanium white to brighten some of that up in spots, like this. And then I'll just take it and I'll just lightly go in circles, continue that cloud pattern all in here, cover some of your mountain a little bit. Okay, I think you guys can see me what I'm doing here. Circular motions. You don't have to go too heavy on the brush. Don't be afraid to put some of that mist into the mountains down on the bottom down here. Okay, you can rub it a little bit stronger on the bottom. I'm just getting into some more titanium white. The white is going to mix and blend in with the colors you've already put down in there, and just circular motions obscure some of the ridges there. Put it down in there like this. I'm just going a little bit harder here. You're not going to lose all your values, so your mountains are a little obscured back there. A little touch of white. Go back in and mix it in a little bit. I'm coming out here this way. All in here, all on the bottom. Just like that. Bring it right in there. Can you guys see me do that? Yeah, let's go this way. Since I'm standing up, I'm so used to turning the camera with me sitting down. It's a different vantage point when I'm doing it this way. Let's go a little bit of pure white for a second, kind of brighten these guys up a little bit. Come on down here. Just wanna, like I say, brighten it up. Don't leave a hard edge. Keep it all kind of soft there. All right, just like that. Okay. Not too difficult at all. We'll bring the camera up a little bit, and we'll pan it back a little, and we'll bring it back here. We'll center it. All right. So let me clean this brush off real quick. Hello, hippie. How are you? Who else is in there? Hey, Gracie. Is that Gracie? She make an appearance? Hey, Gracie. I am, for those of you who did come in here, hello, Johnny Simmons. How are you? Good morning. I am talking about perception and what you see and what you think you see. And when you either do this or you do somebody else's work, how do you see through all the detail? Okay. And just see basic shapes. Okay. It goes from the cloudy stuff up here, from the mountains and the mist, to whatever we're going to do down below here. Okay. All about perception and what you see. Okay. So I quickly sketched out this scenery using a black Sharpie marker. So it's obvious, all permanent and waterproof. All right. Okay. So now you got your three triangular shaped mountains. You got your little fog and clouds to kind of blend them all together. Okay. Because nothing was really complete in doing this. Okay, so we got this little fog bank here, and typically you have some type of trees or what have you going on back there. Okay, let's take a small fan brush, and I'll do the saddest looking, quickest trees you'd ever see. All right, these are going to be just pine trees far away. All right, I'm not going to really use any green. I'll just use the colors I have here. I got a little bit of yellow. I need a little more yellow, and I need a slight touch of phthalo blue. We all know what yellow and blue makes when you mix it together, so we'll just use that. If I want to make them a little deeper, I'll just add a little bit of red in it. Okay, and here we go. Uh, get a small touch of blue, very small touch of blue. Get some yellow. That's too green, so I'm gonna get a little bit of red, darken it up a little bit. Okay, no medium. I might need to make plenty of this, so let me get some more. I tend to make too little of this stuff. Get a little bit of blue. There we go. That's a deeper green, little touch of red, kind of brown it up a little bit, because these guys are in the back there. Okay, here we go. No medium. And what I'll do is just kind of straight ahead, I'll just kind of pop them in there. Different sizes, just like this. And what I'm looking for really is just interesting little shapes here and there. Some can be quite tall, some can be quite short. Okay, vary your heights and sizes. Alright, you can put a little gap in there if you want. Okay, get a little thin gap or whatever, and then continue it on. But these guys are just in the back there. And I'm just pouncing away at it here. Get some interesting shapes going on with these fellas. Yep, you guys can see me do this, alright. Get a little bit more of this stuff. Now, since I'm using pure paint, no medium, no glycerin, no nothing, it tends to dry up on you rather quickly. Okay, I'll put a little patch down there. I'll make the bottom solid though. No matter what you do, make the bottoms kind of solid then. Alright. So you can still see a little bit of the fog and stuff happening back there. Okay. Alright. And it's a little deeper green. As it dries, it'll get even deeper. You follow me? Okay. I kind of like where that's going. Let's just keep with this format. Let's get a little more phthalo blue, a little more yellow. I will use water. I'm going to use water instead of the glycerin because I still want this to dry pretty fast. I like this type of green. It's a little bit brighter than what you see here. Alright. And so I'll just continue on. I'll just kind of pop it in here like this. Just filling things in right now. We get to, yeah, you guys can see it. Whatever technique that you use to feel comfortable with, go for it. Alright. And we'll just put all that in there. When I'm done with this, you won't see a hint of the black marker because this stuff covers the marker. Just like that. Bring it on around in here a little bit. Just interesting things. Okay, so that's that one. Alright, we're going to take that same green, we're going to lighten that green up just a little bit. I'm using a little bit of white, not too much of it, just to lighten it up just a little bit, a slight bit. And we're going to come over here on the far side here, right here. And you see just a tiny bit of white does all that changing. Okay, just a tiny bit right there. And I'll just keep with it. Let's keep with it there. I like the patterns, which is why I am pressing it in there. Alright, I like the texture, I like the pattern. Okay, you're still maintaining, you're just blocking things in. Okay, that's all. Alright, let's get this one here is a little closer. We're going to put a little blue in that green. Let's hope I got enough here. I get a little yellow. Okay, no glycerin or anything. Not even water. I think I got enough just to cover this little spot in here. So we'll get this guy a little bit lighter here, just like that. And you'll see each mound of hill or whatever will be slightly lighter in value. This one has a little bit of green in it, and I'm still just blocking in color. That's all. No more, no less, just blocking in color, just like that. So you got a few different flavors of green here. Okay, some you can add a little more red to, some you can add a little more. I'm gonna add red, add a little bit of blue, get some yellow in there for that guy in the corner. Get a little bit of water, just a tiny bit of water. And let's go over here. Let's raise it up a little bit. Let's go this way, right here. Alright, this fella here, he's dark. He's gonna be the darkest there. Just like so. Put it right in there. Now, I can either have this be grass, or I can just have it be a rock. Depends on what I would like to see on this. I might turn it into a rock. Who knows? Who knows? Once again, all about perception. You do your basic shapes first. It can be a banana, an orange, a bowl of grapes, a vase. Doesn't matter. Everything has shapes. Okay. And once you get your basic general shape, then you go forward. You go forward from there. Okay. Once again, all about perception and what you see. Okay. All right. Let's get a little bit of, I didn't clean the brush. Getting a little bit of white. What's left of my yellow into the green just a little bit. I'll use a tiny bit of water. Now, a thin paint will stick to some of this tacky stuff up here. So just keep that in mind also. Alright. So let's go, we'll go to this one here, up here. And we'll just pop in a few little bits of grass, just like this. And just to get the illusion of it, okay, I don't want to drag it around, just like that. And leave it be. Go to the next one up here. Keep the light area somewhere on the right hand side, just like that. Create a little mound here. Hopefully you guys can still see this with the sunlight that's peeking in through the windows. Okay, let's go up over here. Keep everything on the, can you guys see this? Yes. Keep everything on the right hand side. In types of little clumps there. Alright. We'll put a little bit of that on the edge here. Just a little bit. We'll kind of make a hill right here. And then we'll kind of bulk it out in the middle, and we'll kind of make it a little thin going that way. Okay. Let's come on the other side. Pretty much the same thing. Not as we'll keep it more in the center here. Kind of outline the edge. And we'll keep it kind of pressed in the center. We'll skip that part and come over here. And we'll get a little something here. Okay. Not too much on the edge there, on the water's edge. Much like that. Alright. Let's do something a little different. Let's go into the red. We'll put the red right here. So we look like we have a little red patch of flowers right around here somewhere. Just right here. Look like little flower clumps right in there. And we'll kind of aim it downward. Come on this way. Something a little different right in here. Clean off the brush real quick. I don't seem to have too much yellow left, so let me get a little more yellow. I'm just doing something a little different just because. No rhyme or reason, just to break up the rest of this stuff. What little bit of white I got left, I'll mix it in with the yellow a little bit. I'm kind of running out of room here. That's okay. And we'll pop in a few of those little bright spots in there like that. And we'll pop in a few right in here too. Look like somebody had a garden and just left it. Just like that. It kind of brings your eye over here too. Alright, if you want to, you can pop in a few of those little things over on the other side. Just a few, just a couple. And it just kind of brings out where your light source is. Okay, that's all. Just maybe a couple little patches here and there and down there on the ridge up there. And we'll do a little Sound of Music thing, put some little yellow things over there on that side. We don't need to do that over there. Okay, so we're slowly getting there. Okay, don't have to worry about the back. All right, we're just concentrating up in here in the front. We'll put some interesting, we'll put a few trees in here. How about that? before I move on, let me put some more blue here. I think I got enough yellow to take care of it. If not, um, you can also use black and yellow. That'll make a nice green. But right now I'm looking for a nice. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hey, hello, Chrissy. How are you? Let's see. Oh, you guys are talking about the weather. Thank you, Sharon. I'm about to ruin the perception a little bit and throw some 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 pines in there. I'm using a little bit of green, a little bit of red, a little bit of phthalo blue. Get something pretty dark here. Because I want the trees to be just of a basic shape. Once again, I'll pull back here and you see what we got going on. There we go. Okay. All right. So this is what we have so far. Once again, all about perception. All right. You know that there's tree is fog back there. You know that the trees are back there, but it doesn't have to be extremely detailed. Everything's in the back, so it doesn't have to be ultra detailed. Okay. The mountain textures are one of the simplest things to do. Okay. If there's a part of the painting that you don't particularly care for or you don't like, you can always cover it up. Um, that's what I do. Okay, we'll pop a tree in there. We'll put one. Uh, yeah, why not? We'll start it right here. I'll use the corner of the brush and we'll just pop a tree in. This is why I have it pretty dark. I always like a pretty interesting shape, and we'll kind of end him right around in here like that, just like so. Let's get some more of that dark stuff here. A little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red. It's fairly dark. So we got one guy right here. I'll give him a little crooked friend. He'll be right here. There, have him kind of run into his buddy there, like that. All right, okay. We'll give a nice little lean something right in here. Okay, he's gonna be a skinny guy. He didn't eat all the vegetables at the table. So, and I'll have him kind of turn his brush around. He's a lean fella. He's right here. Okay, he's looking a little homely. This fella, yeah. He really needs some help. He needs to get a little bit of glycerin. I'm getting a little glycerin just to thin the paint and get it a little bit more pliable for me here. Because we're going to continue this guy right down here. Just like that. Go like that. Just like that. See that? Okay. Then I'll take Mr. Softy Brush very lightly. Go a little bit this way. Go a little bit that way. Go a little bit this way. Okay. Bring him out there like that. Just like so. Give it look like a little water movement and all of that good stuff. Alright? Okay. All about what you see. If that's not what you see, then don't put it in there. Alright. Okay. So we got three hanging around over there doing their thing, looking miserable. Let's get a little bit of blue. A little bit of red. Still some deep color. A slight touch of the black. Just a slight touch. And we'll put yeah, we'll do that. We'll have a crooked one kind of come in here like that. Nice long one right in there like that. Alright. I know you guys are like, you're an idiot. But, you know, all about perception. Have fun with this guy. Put him out there. He's a big one. He's in the front. Okay. And I keep it, my choice for trees, I keep it kind of bulky in the middle. Then as I flare out, you get the interesting shapes. Okay. And he's a wide guy. He's gonna come out here like this. Right in the corner there. Just like that. He's like all alright, and there's nothing wrong with that. Oops, it's all good. I'm stepping on wires and all sorts of craziness. I want another reflection. Just because. Remember your world all about shapes? Okay, we'll keep him pretty straight and narrow. He's the Jack Webb of the trees here. You guys remember that Dragnet? Am I telling my age when I do these references? So we'll keep him right here. And of course, you know, he got a little bit of something down there, right? And we'll just kind of off going that way. All of that is just perceiving of movement. You follow me? Nothing but movement. Okay. All right. We're heading towards the final stretch here with this thing. I'm just getting a little more yellow. Now, I also mentioned to you about working from the back to the front. Okay, so that's essentially what I'm doing. Now, I'm using the yellow and the white, but I'm on top of the previous color I did for the trees themselves. Okay, so I'm not going to go really too crazy with the, I'm getting a little water to thin down this bright paint. Thin paint sticks to a thick paint, and you don't have to press as hard to get that illusion. But you see what's on the brush here. I'll put it right here. Okay, and I'm working opposite. There we go. All right, that's what we have, and we're just going to use the tip. Okay, and the corner of the brush, and very lightly, you add your little patterns. Don't be afraid to go on the other side. Okay, and all those little interesting things down there, just like so. All right, and we got this little guy. He needs a little bit of love too. Okay, his little shrimpy friend who, okay, just like that. Slight taps. You're just giving the appearance of the pine needles. Don't be afraid to bring some on the other side, and you see that it also accentuates the shape of yonder tree. And bring some of it down here. Okay, and we're gonna kind of have it go around that way. I might as well do it with this one too when I'm thinking about it. Just like that, just wipe it across real quick. And we'll pop in some with this Mr. Straight and Narrow here. Don't forget, bring some on the other side of the tree. Okay. All right. Okay. This guy, same thing. He's a little closer to us. Have a little more care. Bring some on the other side. And you notice I'm going to on the what's perceived to be anyway the tops of where you would think the pines would be. I angle them differently. I turn the brush up and down, left and right a little bit, just to get that happy variance. Okay, remember this guy's in front of us, so as you come downward further, all right, pop some on the other side, but really heavier on the right hand side. Okay, so things are seemingly coming along quite nicely, I believe. Okay, let's rinse this stuff off. Now the tree in the front, I won't keep it just basically just that dark. So I get a little bit of blue, a slight touch of white, just a slight touch, and I'll throw a little red in there just to deepen it, but still have enough of that light blue in there. All right, and I'll just play around with some of the dark area, just a little bit. You'll see it. Once I post a picture up, you'll see more of it. Okay, but just a little bit of that little off color here and there. Bring some of that on the other side too, just like that. Okay, now that one I'll add the little bit of color to. All the rest won't really need it. Okay, all right. Once again, all about perception. We got about what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees. It's an odd number. That's also planned. Okay, if you do a scene like this, if you got trees that you can actually physically count, don't make even number of trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Odd number of trees. I don't care where you put it, what the count is. All right. But everything is pretty much still balanced and even. You follow me? Okay. All right. Let's do the last thing here, and I'll let you guys go for this morning. The only thing I like about standing up is that when I drop something, I can just easily pick it up. Of course, the last thing that I need to do, I don't have enough color to do it. So once again, some more titanium white. I need only the smallest bit for this part. Let's read what you guys are saying here. Chrissy's talking about bloody elephants. Goswina, or Hoswina. H. G is an H. Hoswina. Hey, Sonny. Okay, Chrissy's been looking at Doctor Who a little bit too much. He's talking about portaling into people's paintings. Stop ingesting that green paint. Okay, let me stop picking on Chrissy. But it's so fun. Alright. There. Okay. We'll put a few water lines in here. We'll call it a day. Um, you know the thing about water? There's a few haphazard lines. This calm water will turn into rapids. Okay. Just a flip of the brush, you know. You know what? See, I should never have opened my mouth. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. I should have kept my mouth shut. You guys are close enough to see this, right? Good. Red on a crust there. Just like that. I should have kept my mouth shut. That's not bright white. There we go. See, I should have just kept my mouth shut. Now I got rapids. All up in there. Make it a little brighter here. I was gonna just put a little bit of foam up in here like that. This is Chrissy's fault. I read her comments. No, it's not. It's not her fault. But this is a great way to show you how easily you can just kind of change the dynamics of your picture. You know what? Let's just have them continue on like that. And we'll pop that water in there like that. And we'll pop some crazy waves in there like this. Okay. Alright. Well, since I got the palette knife out here anyway, swipe across. I'll give some kind of calmness to it somewhere around here. Maybe around here. I will go this way. Just like that. This little water bank in there like this. Okay. Just like that. Just float around like that. Since I've already got the palette knife out, I might as well just continue it like this. And we'll get some stuff rolling around in here. Look at that now. See what you made me do, Chrissy? Okay, you know I gotta throw some rocks in there, right? We'll throw the cheapest looking rocks we can find, because you know you can't have invisible rapids. So let's go into a little bit of black here. I don't particularly care for this brush, but it's okay. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Put a little rock in there like that. Little rocky things here. Okay. Let's put a nice crop rock right in here, just like that. Just like that. Okay. See, now we're getting into Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom stuff here. We'll put a rock right here. He's lonely. We just can't have one just bare. We'll put one right here, like that. Yeah, we'll put one right here. Just he's chilling out right there on the edge, just like that. All right. Yeah, we'll have a little something coming front back here. It's like that. Boom. We'll put one more. Why not? Just put something like that. Kind of slopes up that hill. He kind of juts up like that. Okay. All right. Those are the kind of rocks you get at Kmart or one of the stores that continuously say they're going out of business and they need to. Okay, I gotta get my little small palette knife. Where is he? We'll put a tiny bit of highlight on those guys. They need a little something, a little love there. Alright, I'm going to do it really thin because these rocks are really tiny. Very tiny. And we'll just kind of tap in some love with these fellas. Just a little bit in there, just like that.